Hi all, today we are going to see some numericals on potential transformer. So we have seen in lecture number 52 that the potential transformer is mainly used for stepping down the voltage. So it will have N1 number of the primary turns and the secondary turns will be N2. Basically it is a step down transformer and the secondary will be connected to a voltmeter or a relay. This is mainly used for the measurement purpose. So that's why when compared to the power transformer, in this case secondary burden or the load is very less in the case of potential transformer when compared to the power transformer. Obviously that's why the size will be very small. So equivalent circuit will be similar to the power transformer. We have seen there the primary side winding will have the resistance as well as the leakage reactance, and these two elements indicates the shunt branch elements. This is for the magnetizing component and this is responsible for core loss component. That's why it is called as IC and IM. So resultant will give you I0. So out of the primary current that is drawn from here, I0 will divert here. So remaining current, that is IP minus I0, that is equal to IS dash. So that will be transferred to the secondary side depending on the transformation ratio or the turns ratio. So let us assume this is referred to the secondary side, the current is equal to IS and the EMF induced in the secondary side is equal to ES. Again the secondary winding will have a resistance as well as leakage reactance, and this REXC indicates the load. So the impedance of your load, and your terminal voltage or voltage across your load is represented by VS. So here VS will be equal to ES minus IS into Z as secondary side impedance. So that gives your value of ES. Or this I can represent like this: the turns ratio is given by number of primary turns by number of secondary turns. Or this I can also write as EP divided by ES. So this is my EP, this is ES. So coming to the secondary side, so this is my terminal voltage VS, and depending on the value of RP as well as IP. So because you can see here this load RE and XE, so these are having the respective value. So depending on what is the value of these two things, the current will lag behind the terminal voltage by some angle delta. So this delta is indicating the load power factor angle or burden power factor angle. So this delta is there. So this VS I have to add IS multiplied by RS plus IS multiplied by XS, or nothing but IS multiplied by ZS. That gives my value of ES. So opposite to the direction of ES, because it will counterbalance the primary voltage. So that will give my voltage that is there in the primary side. So that we have to multiply with the number of turns or multiply with the turns ratio. So that gives the primary induced voltage. So this is my primary side voltage. This is nothing but equal to EP. So you can see here that EP is 180 degrees opposite to this one, because we are representing to calculate the value of EP. So for this EP, or we can write it as minus EP or simply EP. So this P, so I have to add IP RP plus J times of IP XP. That gives my value of EP. So now coming to the primary current, the primary current is the sum of the secondary current referred to the primary side, which I am representing by IS by N or IS dash. So for that I have to add the no load component I0. That gives my resultant value of the primary current. So this resultant value I have to use. So if you are referring your secondary voltage to the primary side, we have to take 180 degrees opposite to the terminal. So the secondary terminal voltage referred to the primary side will be, according to the turns ratio, we have to multiply, take it 180 degrees opposite. This is N times of VS. Ideally speaking, this N times of VS should be equal to VP, but practically it is not equal. So that is represented by the angle called as a theta. So theta is called as the phase angle of the transformer. Ideally the phase angle should be equal to 0, but practically both are not coinciding because of the load power factor angle as well as the no load component of the current. So I0 also. So this is represented by the phase angle. And similarly, this N times of VS should be equal to VP, but practically it is not equal. So that is called as the ratio error. That is called as the ratio error, because actual transformation ratio will be equal to VP divided by VS. But ideally we are telling it as EP divided by ES. There is a difference between these two. So there is always a difference. So we have derived there the transformation ratio R is equal to N plus IS by N into RP. RP is the total resistance referred to the equivalent resistance referred to the primary. XP is the total reactance referred to the primary side. And this delta. So this delta, you can see here, this delta is nothing but the angle between IS and VS. Delta is the angle between IS and VS, and plus IE RP. RP is the primary resistance, XP is the primary side reactance. So IE, or this I can write as core loss component, ICRP plus IMXP divided by VS. Similarly, the power factor angle can be calculated by, if you want the detailed derivation, you can please refer to lecture number 52. So theta will be equal to Is by N into total reactance referred to the primary side into cos delta minus total resistance referred to the primary side into sin delta plus core loss component of current multiplied by primary reactance minus magnetizing component of no load current that multiplied by resistance of the primary winding divided by N times of Vs. You have to remember here, because here there will be confusion. So the value of theta is in radians. The value of theta is in radians. You have to please remember this one. So if you want in degrees, you have to convert from radians to degrees. So let us see the numerical so that this concept will be clear to you. A potential transformer with a ratio of 1000 by 100 volts. So it is also already mentioned there, the ratio is mentioned. So which I can write as N is equal to. So whenever you are reading anything, try to note down the given data so that it will be easy. So this is EP divided by ES is given. This is equal to 1000 divided by 100. So this is nothing but equal to 10. So then some constants are also given. Primary resistance is given. So primary resistance RP is equal to 95 ohms. And then the secondary resistance RS is given as 0.8 ohms. Then primary reactance is given as 65 ohms, and total equivalent reactance. Total equivalent reactance means total equivalent reactance capital X referred to the primary side, it is given as 100 ohms. So now the no load current, the value of the no load current is mentioned. I0 is equal to 0.02 amperes, and it is also mentioned the value of phi naught. So phi naught is cos inverse of 0.4. That phi naught will be equal to cos inverse of 0.4. This is the no load component, but here the no load component we are representing by the value alpha. So instead of phi naught I am taking alpha to avoid the confusion. So this is this one. So as we have the cos alpha is equal to 0.4. So sin alpha I can calculate easily, because we know the sin square alpha plus cos square alpha is equal to 1. So sin alpha will be square root of 1 square minus 0.4 square, because we know sin square theta plus cos square theta is equal to 1. I have used that simple principle. So if you are calculating this you will get as 0.917. So from this I can calculate the value of the core loss component, that is IC is equal to I0 cos alpha. This will be equal to 0.02 multiplied by 0.4. This is equal to 0.008 amperes. Similarly, I can write the magnetizing component will be equal to I0 sin alpha. So this will be 0.02 multiplied by 0.917. This will be 0.0834 amperes. So we have obtained. So let us try to calculate each one. First one they have mentioned phase angle error between primary and secondary under no load condition. That means secondary current is equal to 0. And second one, it is asked load volt ampere. That means the load burden at a unity power factor corresponding to 0 phase angle. When the phase angle error is equal to 0 and the unity power factor is there, so what will be the load burden in volt ampere? So that is also asked. So let us try to solve each one of them. So first I am starting with the first part. So I am just repeating the formula what you have seen above, that theta is equal to Is divided by N into XP cos delta minus RP sin delta plus ICXP minus IMRP divided by N times of Vs. Remember that this is in radians. Please don't confuse. So first one, it is asked at no load condition. So we know that at a no load condition, the value of the secondary current is equal to 0. So obviously the value of this theta will be equal to, because the value of Is is equal to 0, only this secondary term will be there. This will be ICXP minus IMRP divided by N times of Es. We have to only substitute this one. So substitute this one, the value of the core loss component we got as 0.008 multiplied by the reactance on the primary side winding is 65 and minus IM magnetizing component is 0.01834. So this will be multiplied by RP is 95 divided by N times of Vs. So N is equal to 10 times of Vs, secondary side voltage is equal to 100. So remember this angle will be in radians. So if you are calculating this one, this you will get as minus 1.22223 into 10 to the power of minus 3 radians. So you can see it is very less value. So I want to convert this to angle. in theta and that too in minutes. So in order to convert this angle to degrees, what we have to do? 12223 into 10 to the power of minus 3. So in order to convert this to angle, we know that 180 degrees is equal to pi radians, or 360 degrees is nothing but equal to 2 pi radians. Agree with me? So I can convert this to 360 divided by 2 pi. I have converted to degrees. So then I have multiplied by 60. So 60 to convert this angle in degrees to minutes, because minutes, the degrees will be very less value. So this you will get as 4.2 in minutes. 4.2 minutes. So please don't confuse. If you want in degrees, you should not multiply with 60. If you want in seconds, you can again multiply it by 60, because you have to take your clock as a reference. So 60 minutes is equal to 1 hour. So same way we have to calculate this one. So 60 we have to multiply. I think up to here it is clear to you. So next I am proceeding for the part B. So part B, it is asked at unity power factor. So at unity power factor, we know the value of cos delta is equal to 1. So obviously the value of sin delta is equal to 0, because delta is the power factor angle or the load angle. So load power factor angle is mentioned as unity. So this I can write as theta will be equal to, so you can take the cos delta in this formula. Cos delta is equal to 1, sin delta is equal to 0. So this term will cancel. Only is by n into xp cos delta, ic xp minus im rp by n times of vs. Only this term will be remaining. So same thing I am copying here. So this will become is into xp divided by n minus ic into xp minus im into rp divided by n times of vs. N times of vs. So same thing I have copied here. So is, so plus ic into xp, right? Plus ic into xp. So here I have confused. So from this value, it is mentioned that the phase angle error is equal to 0. That means theta is equal to 0. So that means we have to equate this numerator to 0. So from this I can tell that the numerator, that means is into xp divided by n plus ic into xp minus im into rp is equal to 0. So obviously from this I can calculate my value of the secondary current. So secondary current will be equal to n times this n, because this term will come to the secondary side. This will be n divided by xp into, so this when it referred to the primary side, so second side, so it will become im rp minus ic xp. Agree with me? So this is my value of is. So from this I can calculate the load burden or the secondary side burden. So burden will be equal to vs multiplied by is. So I can calculate my vs multiplied by is is equal to, I have to multiply it with vs here. What is the secondary side voltage? Secondary side voltage is 100. This will be multiplied by n is equal to 10, and xp it is given as 100. Total reactance referred to the primary side. So this I have to multiply with the remaining terms, 0.01834 into 95 minus 0.008 into 65. So if you are calculating this, you will get it as 12.223 volt ampere. So in this way you have to calculate. I hope this example is clear. So let us take one more example to take it little complex, so that this concept will be clear to you. A potential transformer is rated at 13,800 by 230 volts, has 24,000 turns in the primary winding and 400 turns in the secondary winding. With 13,800 volts applied to the primary, so this will not be there. No load current is 0.01 amperes, lagging voltage by 73.7 degrees with a particular burden connected to the secondary. The primary winding current is 0.025, lagging the voltage by 53.1 degrees. Let us try to summarize up to here. It is mentioned that the voltage ratio is 13,800 by 230 volts. From this I can calculate n, and it is mentioned that the turns are 24,000 turns in the primary and 400 turns in the secondary winding. Turns ratio is also given, and when 13,800 volts is applied to the primary, the no load current, that means no load current means secondary side is open circuit, that no load current I0 is equal to 0.01 amperes and making an angle of 73.7 degrees. Alpha is also given here. With a particular burden connected to the secondary, the primary winding current is, with a particular burden connected to the secondary winding, the primary current, that means when it is loaded, the primary current, that will be equal to 0.025 amperes and it is lagging the voltage by an angle of 53.1 degrees. It is lagging the voltage by 53.1 degrees. So also mentioned there the primary winding resistance is given, primary winding reactance is given, secondary winding resistance is given and secondary winding reactance is also given. So it is asked calculate the secondary terminal voltage, current and load burden when 13,800 at an angle of 0 is applied to the primary. The meaning of this one is they are telling 13,800 is applied to the primary and we have to take that voltage as my reference phasor. That means when you are taking that input voltage or V1 as my reference phasor, so then calculate all the remaining things. Then next one they have asked find the actual transformation ratio and phase angle. We have to calculate the actual transformation ratio and phase angle. So I am just summarizing what is the given data. Kn or the nominal ratio is primary voltage by secondary voltage which is equal to 60 and number of primary turns are 24,000, secondary turns are 400. No load current is given as 0.01 amperes with an angle of 73.7 degrees lag. So from this I can calculate the no load power factor, that is cos pi naught or is equal to cos delta. So whatever you calculate, that is equal to cos 73.7, this is equal to 0.28. Similarly sin phi naught will be, I can calculate from phi naught because 73.7, that is sin 73.7 will be 0.96. So instead of phi naught, if you are feeling it confused, so you can take it as a delta or we can take whatever is there. So similarly the primary current is mentioned 0.025 amperes at an angle of 53.1 lag. So that means the primary power factor will be equal to cos phi p and similarly sin phi p will be equal to 0.58. So sin of 53.1. So, and it is also mentioned the RP is equal to 1200 ohms, XP 2000 ohms, RS 0.5 and XS is equal to 0.8. So now I have gone to the equivalent circuit. So here they have mentioned the value of VP. From VP, we have to go up to the load and calculate all the things. So we have to go in this sequence. So we know the turns ratio N is equal to NP by NS, that is equal to EP by ES. Theta is the phase angle of the transformer. It is angle between VP and minus Vs. So this is the primary voltage and this is N times of Vs is nothing but Vs reverse to the primary side. Agree with me? So actual transformation ratio will be equal to Vp divided by Vs. So that's why I am again summarizing the equivalent circuit and now continuing. I am taking the primary side voltage is 13,800 at an angle of 0. So primary current is given by 0.00025 and cos pi, because it is lagging, so lagging means minus j will come, so 0.6 minus j 0.8, because you know how to represent the current in rectangular form. This way I can do, this will be nothing but equal to magnitude multiplied by cos minus j times of magnitude multiplied by sin. This minus is indicating it is lagging, so when you multiply you will get this answer. Similarly no load current also I can represent, that is 0.01, I have to multiply with cos phi minus j sin phi because it is also lagging, that is mentioned. This is the value. So I can calculate my value of IS dash. What is my value of IS dash? IS dash is IP minus I naught. So I have done the same thing, IP minus I naught. I have taken the difference of the phasors. So this IP minus IS, so this we have to refer to the secondary side. So secondary side current will be N times of IS dash. I have taken here minus sign because the reason is we got the value of this IS divided by N. Because this IS dash is nothing but IS divided by N. This is nothing but equal to IS dash. So you can see IS dash is 180 degrees opposite to IS. And in order to calculate IS, what you have to do? Multiply IS dash with N. And it is 180 degrees opposite, to represent, take the negative sign. That's why I have taken the minus sign here. This will be minus N times of IS dash because that is a phasor. So please remember. So I have multiplied with minus N is 60 times of this one. So if you are summarizing, you will get it this one. So this is in rectangular form. I have converted to polar form. This will be 0.962 at an angle of 139.55 degrees. That means with respect to the primary voltage, this secondary current is making an angle of 139.55 degrees. So this is what we got. Further, so EP is equal to VP minus IP ZP. VP minus IP ZP. So before proceeding again you may confuse. This phase angle is taken as positive. That means this current IS, when you are going in the counterclockwise direction, it is leading the voltage by 139.55. If you want to represent the lagging, you can represent as minus of 360 minus this angle. So that will give the lagging power factor angle also. You can calculate in that way also. So now proceeding, the value of the EP. I want to calculate the value of EP. EP is nothing but VP minus IP multiplied by ZP. So IP multiplied by ZP. So ZP is nothing but Rp plus Jxp. So I have substituted all the things here. This is Vp because it is taken as a reference. This is my value of Ip we have calculated. This is the Zp. So this will become 13,742 minus J6 volts. So now I want to calculate the ES. So ES is opposite to EP. Again we have to consider the transformation ratio. So that's why this will be equal to minus sign to represent this in 180 degrees opposite and divided by N to get the secondary side value, actual value. So this will be minus of the EP divided by 60. This will be minus 229 plus J 0.1 volts. So now ES is obtained. So I want to calculate VS. So what is VS? VS will be equal to ES minus ISZS. Agree with me? So ES I have subtracted IS, secondary side current we have calculated, multiply with ZS. ZS is RS plus J times of XS. So when you are doing that, you will calculate the value of terminal voltage. So terminal voltage is obtained is this one. So this I have converted to the polar form. So magnitude will be 228.13 volts. Because I want to calculate the secondary burden. For burden I know magnitude of voltage multiplied by magnitude of current. So I have multiplied by secondary voltage multiplied by secondary current. That will give as 219.46 volt amperes. So it is also asked what is the actual transformation ratio. Actual transformation ratio, as you have derived everything, I can directly write as Vp divided by Vs. That is actual transformation ratio. Vp is 13,800 divided by Vs is 228.13. It will become equal to 60.49. So then it is also asked to calculate the value of theta. Theta is nothing but the angle by which Vs reverse lags Vp, lags the primary voltage. So primary voltage we are taking as a reference. So we have to take Vs in the 180 degrees opposite. So I am multiplying with minus sign. So this will be minus multiplied by minus 228.13 plus J 0.3736. So when you convert to polar form, this will be 228.13 at an angle of minus 0.0938 degrees. So we have to take the difference of the angles between these two. This angle of Vp, how much it is lagging behind this one. That means Vp minus angle of Vs. So this will become equal to 0.0938 degrees. Because this minus sign itself is indicating it is lagging behind Vp. How much it is lagging? This is 0 degrees and this is this much. So theta will be 0.0938 degrees. So here you can remember here, and everything we have calculated is in degrees. This is not in radians. So please don't confuse with the radians. So if you want to convert to the radians, what you have to do? You have to multiply with 2 pi divided by 360 degrees in radians. If you want to convert to radians, multiply with 2 pi divided by 360 degrees. So you know 360 degrees is equal to 2 pi radians. I hope how to calculate the different transformation ratio, how to decrease the errors and basic numericals on potential transformer are clear to you. If you still have any queries, you can leave your comments in the comment section below. I will answer to your queries from there. Thank you. Thank you very much.